Good morning. It's about 5:47 a.m. in the morning right now. So here in Mumbai, the sun has not risen yet, and I'm gonna be talking pretty softly right now because I am in a residential area where most people are sleeping right now, and they're pretty close to me, so I don't want to wake anyone up and get into trouble. So what are the advantages to just being present and awake and out in the outdoors and in nature well before the sun has even joined you? Well, I personally think that this is a cheat code, an absolute cheat code to feeling, to basically curing depression and all that. So every single person who's depressed, I can almost guarantee, has not tried this. Just be in the outdoors before the sun rises, and then just stay there and do some shit. Just be active physically until the sun rises. And there's one aspect to this that makes it feel very good, which most liberals and gay people are not gonna like. So I'm gonna talk about that now. When you wake up early, specifically earlier than most others, it makes you feel like you're better than them. Currently, if well, at currently it's before 6 a.m. If you were to be here 3 hours in the future from this moment, which would be about 9 a.m., I guess there would be about 40 people visible to you if you just look all the way around. Currently, I can see 2 people, not including myself. 2 people. That's 5%. 5% of people have already woken up. And to be part of those 5% gives a very, very similar dopamine hit as to being part of top 5% of people in anything. So being the first to rise does give you a dopamine hit, does give you an ego boost, if you, especially if you think about it like that. So sun still hasn't risen yet, but it is getting slightly brighter. So I think I timed filming this video pretty well, because I want to film this video till the sun has risen to the point where we can call it morning. Currently, I won't even, I'd barely say this is dawn. So anyways, being outside before the sun rises and being there till there is, it's a time where everyone is outside and everyone has woken up. This makes you feel like you're different, and this helps you do things that will also make you feel like you're different, because you get addicted to this. This is a good kind of addiction. You get addicted to feeling different, to feeling like you're not standing with the crowd. You get addicted to feeling like you're better than everyone else. And then you have to, with the rest of your day, after you have woken up before every single other person, and you have gotten that dopamine hit that you're better than everyone else, especially once you see everyone coming out at maybe 8 or 9 a.m. and you're like, I've been up for 4 hours, 5 hours. So then you get addicted to that, and now for the rest of the day you feel obligated to do something that makes you feel like you're different and like you're better than everyone else. And there's nothing wrong with feeling like you're better than everyone else. Contrary to popular belief, contrary to popular opinions, most people think that if you believe that you're better than everyone else, you're a fucking narcissist. But I actually disagree. The part that they're saying that I agree with is that if you use that to put others down, sorry, there's a mosquito. If you use that to put others down, what the fuck? I'm so sorry for that. there's a mosquito. I think I killed it. Back to the point. If you use the feeling of being better than everyone else to put others down, to put everyone else down, well then yes, I would say you are a narcissist. But if you use that feeling, keep it private, and use it to just give yourself a subtle ego boost and help yourself, feel more self-respect, more self-trust, well then you would be able to manipulate yourself into doing things that are good for you. I spoke about this in my previous video. So if you do things that make you feel very good about yourself, such as especially things that you didn't know you could do, such as for example, if you give yourself a goal that you don't think that you will be able to achieve, and you still put 100% of your body, soul and mind into it and achieve it, you're gonna have a different planet of self-respect for yourself than you did before. So another way to do that is to just be up in the morning. It doesn't hurt at all, and you'll still gain a lot of self-respect. Unlike, well, if you go for a 10-mile run, yes, you will gain a lot of self-respect, but it's gonna be pretty painful, to be honest. And this is just a much more subtle, calm way of doing that. Okay, I think the sun is, well, I can't see the sun, but there's finally a little bit of light. And there's some people who probably think I'm a fucking maniac for filming a video at this time in the morning, about 6 a.m. So most people, including all of my friends, are currently probably sleeping because everyone's holidays are going on, including myself. To be fair, I would be sleeping at this time too if I wasn't doing this. I just thought that I would wake up early today and make this kind of a video. So sometimes you just have to say, fuck it, tomorrow I'm gonna do this, fuck it, tomorrow I'm gonna do that. For me yesterday it was, fuck it, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up extremely early and make a video about the benefits of doing so. And this seems like a very subtle thing. Even it kind of is a subtle thing, but the benefits definitely aren't subtle. When I was maybe 12 years old, that was around the first time I discovered doing this, because that time I used to love cycling. And I'm gonna get into some specifics right now, sorry to bore you. So one lap of my apartment is about 70 meters, 70, and I wanted to do 1000 laps of my apartment on my bicycle, which is 70 kilometers, which I did end up doing. And it took me all the way from 4:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. to do so. So I had to wake up at 4 a.m. and by the time it was 5:36 a.m., sun started rising. Something just clicked in me and I was like, this feels good. Then 7, 8 people start coming and you're like, I've already grinded for 4 hours, and most people, 95% of people, have just gotten off their beds, just brushed their teeth and just gotten out of the house, and they have just come out to, be outdoors and live the life. And I have been doing this for 5 fucking hours. That is the kind of thought that you have in that moment around, I apologize on behalf of the mosquito again, around maybe 10 a.m. you have that kind of thought where most people start coming out, but you have been out since 5 a.m. So okay, finally I would say the sky is brightening up just enough to be called dawn. Okay, this mosquito needs to be killed. I'll try to kill it. or I could just walk a little bit away so that it doesn't find me. So anyways, hearing the birds chirp is also, I don't want to sound like a corny gay bitch, but there's something about hearing the birds chirp that really calms you down, and not in a way that makes you tired, but in the way that makes you feel confident. Like, first thing in the morning, you hear the birds chirp, you feel awake, and then imagine how awake I'll be by 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. And I'll go home, have breakfast, and then all of those things. When you do those things before people, you feel like, you know, these people are doing it too late, and then you realize everyone is doing it too late, and then you realize, okay, maybe I am doing it differently, and then that's what makes you feel different, and then that's how you gain enough self-respect and enough self-trust to do something just as different. So if you do something that is in the top 1% of people are doing that, like something that if there is 1,000 people in your area, 10 or less people are doing that, well then if you do that thing, then that gives you the motivation to achieve every single other thing that less than 1% of people are doing. It sounds crazy, but it genuinely works just as well as it sounds. If you do something that the top 10% of people can do, you will feel confident enough to do something that the top 10% of people can do. Anything that the top 10% of people can do, you're gonna feel confident enough to do that. If you do something that 1 in a million people can do, if you do that, you're gonna feel confident to do something else that 1 in a million people can do. So if you do something like this, that is 1 in maybe 20 people are waking up this early, you're gonna feel more motivated, and you're gonna feel infinitely more trusting in yourself to do other things that only 1 in 20 people can do. And 1 in 20 may not sound like very rare, which it isn't, but the point is, in this scenario, that there are many things that only 1 in 20 people can do. There aren't many things that 1 in a million people can do. So I find this to be a sweet spot where if I come and wake up early and I see the sunrise, I feel motivated to do hundreds, I'm not kidding, I'm not exaggerating, hundreds of other things in the same day I feel like doing, and I feel confident enough to do that otherwise I wouldn't have felt confident enough to do. The reason that I would feel confident is just because I woke up extremely early, like 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. and then just watch the sunrise, and then watch everyone else rise and come, and see that they're all, okay, the mosquitoes bite, and then see that they're all just doing at 10 a.m. They're just doing at 10 a.m. what I was doing at 6 a.m. That gives you an ego boost that it's very hard to find in other things. Doing the thing that is already very rare gives you the motivation to do other things that are very rare. I think the mosquito's trying to bite me, and I don't think I've let it bite me yet, so it's getting pissed at me. You don't even have to be in like a jungle or in a, like, I have quite a few, fuck you mosquito, I have quite a few trees over here to, be around, but this isn't even necessary. You can just be anywhere. You could just walk on a road where there's absolutely no nature or trees. It doesn't have to be about greenery. It doesn't even have to be about where you are. as long as it's outdoors, and you're gonna feel a million times better. Just 5 a.m, get up, go outside. You're gonna feel like you're better than everyone else. In the start, it's gonna feel like, what the fuck, I'm wasting my time. But then you're gonna feel a million times better than everyone else. And then by the end of the morning, you can, just start living the rest of your day. And then you feel obligated and you feel confident enough to do things that you wouldn't have done before. And those things are 100% beneficial for you, because these things are not done by many, which is why doing things that aren't done by many people makes you feel more capable to do things that others don't do. Okay, I think now that number of percentage of people who have woken up has increased from about 5% of people to, I guess, 10% of people, which is still pretty less. Probably gonna stay till it becomes 100%. Probably not gonna film till then. Probably just gonna film till the sun rises enough for it to be called morning. The air is fresher at this time too, to be honest. Sounds cheesy as hell, but the air is quite a lot fresher at 5 a.m. than it is at noon, because at noon there's like dozens of cars driving by, and at 5 a.m, well, it's not 5 a.m right now, it's 6 a.m. At 6 a.m, I've literally, in however long I've been filming, I've seen like 2 or 3 cars go by. And by now, if it wasn't this early, I'd have seen at least about 100 cars go by. So it is much, much cleaner, the air around here. Not because of the greenery or anything specifically, it's just the fact that no one else is around. And that makes you feel more and better connections. Oh, look. It's a fucking rat. Alright, my bad. I swerved away from the topic. That makes you feel more and better connections with your inner thoughts that are pretty deep down, that you need to, you need to reflect on clearly, but you don't get that clarity when you have eaten 1500 calories so far today. I have eaten 0 calories so far today, even though I'm on a bulk. So even while bulking, I don't wake up at 5 a.m. to eat. So right now it's 6 a.m. and I have eaten 0 calories, so I am as sharp as I could be. And I feel great. I feel absolutely awesome. And I can feel myself, not overthinking, not feeling overpowered by the thoughts in my mind. I feel like I am controlling what thought goes on in my mind, and it is not the thought controlling me, which is something that rarely happens when it's like the middle of the day and I woke up pretty late. It's usually at this kind of a time where I've woken up on my own and I have specifically come down to be outdoors, nothing else, just to be one with nature, to not hold this phone. Today is a little bit different. I'm just making this video. Usually I would not be holding a phone doing this, so I'm getting slightly less of the benefits, but technically slightly more too, because look, what percentage of people are up right now? Let's say within the nearest 10,000 people to me, about 500 woke up around the same time I did, or maybe less. Actually, no, 500 is a pretty good number. But out of 10,000, how many of those people woke up at this time to film a video to talk about something productive. Nowhere near 500, maybe one, and that's me. So that's 1 in 10,000 people. The nearest 10,000 people to me are literally within half a kilometer of me. I'm not even kidding. Mumbai is crazy populated, so yeah, within the nearest 10,000 people to me, one of them is making content right now in the outdoors, and that's me. So, well, there might be other people making content indoors. Maybe, like, if I had to guess, 50 people out of the nearest 10,000. It's pretty high, but just gonna take that guess. But only one of them is doing it outdoors, and that's me. I mean, this is just an assumption, because maybe few buildings down the road there's some other kid doing that. Probably not, which is why I'm making this assumption that it's only me. So that's 1 in 10,000. So now that I have claimed this and said this, I'm gonna be infinitely more motivated to do things today that 1 in 10,000 people would and could do. So I guess it's finally morning. Still gonna talk for a few more minutes because, I want to, and I feel happy to talk to this camera mainly because no one else is doing that, and it makes me feel different, and I'm addicted to being different because I occasionally wake up extremely early, like 4 or 5 a.m. to come down into the open and just roam around, or maybe run, or maybe do some push-ups, or maybe fuck around and do some mischief and get yelled at. Okay, I think I killed the mosquito. So that makes me feel more motivated and more capable to do things that I otherwise wouldn't have done. So let me give you an example of something 1 in 10,000 people might do today. Let's say 1,000 push-ups. Now I'm not saying I'm going to do 1,000 push-ups today, but 1 in 10,000 people might do 1,000 push-ups today, and 1 in 10,000 people might okay, what would 1 in 10,000 people do today? 1 in 10,000 people might eat as clean as possible today. Actually, no, that's probably not 1 in 10,000, but you get the point. Few people might do what I'm going to be motivated to do and capable of doing, and more importantly, what I'm going to feel obligated to do today. So it's a win-win. I get to be in nature early, which boosts my testosterone. Even though I and you maybe would think that waking up early reduces the amount of time you sleep, so your testosterone drops, which is true. I have not slept that much this night, but men's testosterone increases when you say fuck it and you just go and do whatever you want, do whatever you please, in the sense that you don't act like you're delicate and you're like, I have to not take action and I must sleep. So if you're not feeling sleepy, and that, my friends, is when my camera died. This is about 10 minutes later. So what I was saying is that if you don't feel sleepy at night, you don't need to instantly sleep. You can just stay up till when you feel sleepy. Yes, you're gonna probably end up sleeping like 4 hours that night, but when you do sleep less that night, the sleep hours are gonna be worth more. And as an additional bonus, the next night you're very likely to sleep much better. So if you don't feel sleepy, just don't sleep. I probably slept at like 1 a.m. last night because I used that same logic and I woke up around 5 a.m. So I got 4 hours of sleep. But yes, I'm gonna be tired today, but what that means is that tomorrow I'm gonna be much more energized, because tonight I'm gonna sleep a million times better. Because let's be real, right? Like, I'm tired as shit right now. So yeah, and I would say that this is officially morning. So I have officially timed the video perfectly, filmed from, well, night to morning through the entire dawn, and well, including that 10-minute period when my camera died. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to thank God for everything good in your life.